And can we fix that abruptly? That makes me out of my goddamn mind.
Nothing but the best production here at RTV Zone.
Every week.
Okay. Anyhow, here we are. We're back. RTV Zone Survivor Recap. Let me go around the horn because we do have a couple new faces and a one-timer, which John Cochran promises to speak up a little bit more this
I'm going to try.
Just jump in, dude.
We have Cochran, who has earned Probst, earned the last name title from Probst during his last season. Sandra Diaz-Twine, who is a 2-time Survivor winner. Jerry, a 3-time Survivor. Yao, 2-time Survivor. Philip, the specialist, the Indian feather whisperer, the I got the pink underwear running around guy. What the hell is the name of your alliance?
Captain Underpants.
The stealth
agent.
The former federal agent, Philip.
Were you really a federal agent, Philip?
I was.
Wow, we wondered about that. We kept asking every week. At
the reunion, actually.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about your background because you're being considered for access to highly classified information. As such, your personal integrity and trustworthiness could be called into question. Are you prepared to raise your right hand and swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? There you go. Former.
I do.
In addition, we have two-time Survivor Lex back with us again. And we have a first-timer, Holly, who I was corrected. She was not on Jimmy Johnson's what the hell season. He was on her season. She came in fourth. I absolutely adore Holly. We met last year at the Reality Rally. And will you be at the Reality Rally again this year?
You know, I can't make it this ride really far. Already received an email from Philip, and I haven't made my donation to Philip at this time, but I'm planning to donate some money towards Philip.
No, Philip will. I know Philip's been tweeting about it. Philip will be going. And as we're talking about that, let's get this out of the way and play Jillian's Reality Rally, commercial here.
Hi, this is Jillian from Survivor Gabon and Reality Rally. We had the most amazing event last April, and we're doing it again in April, and there's something in it for you, for everybody. You can come and play a 4-hour amazing race game. 3 fun, enthusiastic people paired with a reality star. You can sponsor, donate, fundraise, volunteer, party, watch for free. There's something in it for everybody. Come on down, check it out, realityrally.com.
And I have, I got a hold of Jeannie Buss, who is Jerry Buss's daughter. She is married to or living with or something, Phil Jackson, who has more NBA rings than I have fingers. And Jeannie gave me 4 tickets to the Lakers-Mavericks game on the 15th of next month, which is the Sunday that ends the Reality Rally. 2 of those tickets will be going up for auction. Now, there's Jeannie. She's awesome. Thank you, Jeannie. She gave me 4 tickets where you will have an opportunity to go with me and my friend Ricky Rackman, who was host of Headbangers Ball on MTV. He hosted Daisy of Love. He hosted Charm School. He has his own syndicated radio show called Racing Rocks. You can join us at the basketball game on the 15th, which is a Sunday versus the Mavericks. Let me get that out of the way. And let's there's so much to talk about. We have Colton's appendix sitting with us right in the room. But we will get to that. When we have a whole montage, we have a tribute to Colton that we're going to play at the end of this recap. And trust me, it's going to be pretty good. But I want to get started with... How do I... okay.
Survivor. That's what we're here to talk about.
A picture of Tarzan. Now, I want to know, Philip, did Tarzan steal this look from you?
Insert pink.
Philip, you should have copyrighted or trademarked that one, okay?
You'll be making money
That's
every
like
time they
having
show
somebody
that.
go out and wear a tie-dye shirt on Survivor after Rupert.
That's right.
Well,
Let's
first
put
of all,
up.
the problem with that shot is it's not in anybody's face. If you'll recall, they had that shot of me with Ashley and Natalie sitting right there front.
Well, hold on. I do think that we have that shot. Can we put that shot up?
No. There's a better one. There's a better one.
There was a better
Their
one.
faces are right in his ass.
I think that my producers were being a little discriminant here. Oh, there you go. That's the shot.
Philip, you're better.
Cha-ching! Copyright that shit, Philip, now.
Now, let me tell you, you were good to talk about. You were good TV. And we got Colton. People hate this motherfucker's guts. But he was good TV, good for the show, got everybody talking. I mean, right off the bat, Colton is talking shit to Christina right to her face, calls her a cockroach, is the human cockroach, and she's going next. And he even gets this so ingrained into her that she starts calling herself a cockroach, like within 5 minutes into the show. Let's talk about that. Cochran,
Yeah.
cockroach.
A fellow cockroach, yeah, okay. So with the question just talking about his downfall, I found it disappointing that he was medically evacuated because, one of the thrills of seeing a huge supervillain on the show is that they're going to get their comeuppance. And I don't think being medically evacuated is like a satisfying conclusion to his story.
No, absolutely.
You know what? It's not a conclusion to his... Yeah, it's karma, dude. Like, he just said in this episode that one of her options for leaving the game was getting medevaced out. Falling in the fire, getting medevaced out.
But he gets
That's karma, dude. Seriously.
so much ego,
here's the thing with Cochran, honestly. Yes, he was a TV at first. He was interesting. Then we find out
You
he's
mean Colton?
racist.
No, Colton.
Colton, not
Yeah.
And
What did I say?
No, you're from Howard because when was the last time you heard the word
I'm
come
talking about
in this context, right? Yeah.
Colton. Yeah, so he comes in, he's great TV, but then he comes out literally as a racist, which at that point, I was done with them. I don't care what he has to say, I don't care what shit he's going to stir up. I don't want someone like that to be the focus and get any attention on the TV show. I'm sorry.
I posted
it really
behind the
bothers
scene,
me.
behind the scene YouTube video of him being really racist with Alicia making fun of Christina's eyes. I mean, she did the sort of chinky eye thing. It was a night shot, so it's pretty awful.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, I agree with you in terms of wanting him off the show. I'm just saying it would be more satisfying if he got voted off because now that he's
I absolutely
evacuated,
agree with you.
now we can say like, look, nobody ever voted me off. We have no evidence that I wouldn't have made it to the end
He's
and
already
won.
said that, by the way.
I'm sure. Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He did.
absolutely,
Podcast.
of course he did. But
Yeah.
there's one thing you cannot deny. This kid was running the show. He was running the show.
But Dick, here's the thing.
Somehow.
He was playing not to win $1 million. He was playing hard. He was insulting people. He was being a jerk. Two people's
playing a Russell
faces.
game.
He was
playing a
being
Russell
mean.
game.
He was not there to win. He was there to get attention on a TV show, and now he's been zapped of that. So as far as I'm concerned, karma, bitch.
The most tragic thing about it all is that the fact that his game was cut short by this medevac situation is that we're going to have to suffer through that maggot again because they're going to bring him back, and they're probably going to bring him back really soon.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Holly's been trying to get a word in here. Go ahead.
He is a complete smartass, but the thing is, everybody sees he's a smartass. Everybody's crawling up his ass. I mean, look at it's just completely. He's constantly following him. He's saying he's going to follow him and he's going to do whatever he wants to do. I mean, let's face it, he was running the show. So, Totally, 100%. What was the best thing? I mean, he started the show by looking at Christina and saying, Christina. I mean, if I had been, I don't and said, excuse me? So all those smart-ass comments he was making, but as soon as he told someone what to do, they did it.
It's true. It was almost sickening how much power he had
That's
suddenly
what
from
was That's what was more shocking than anything. I mean, I wasn't nearly as shocked by him or what came out of his mouth as I was by the fact that he had all these people eating out of his hand. I didn't get it. I don't get it.
Well,
I couldn't understand how come the guys were not able to step up and say, so what, he's got an idol, we don't like his attitude.
Exactly.
Let's blindside him tonight and let him send him home with the idol in his pocket. You know, I couldn't understand that for me. He was so rude. I mean, was it possible that they couldn't see what we were seeing, or they just didn't care?
No, you know what?
It
I
reminds
think
me
it's
of when a
because
woman gets mugged and everybody stands around and doesn't do anything about it.
Right.
in essence to what Philip is saying, I think it has to do with Tarzan defending Colton every time he says something, especially to Jeff, because of the fact that they went after Leaf that one time, and Tarzan just came out of the water and said, we're going to go to tribal council because this is what he was being disrespectful and whatnot. So I think because of the fact that Tarzan defends him, then Leaf has to jump on board, because if not, they'll finger him. Well, in a sense. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? That people
No,
are
I
trying to
did,
say
but you lost
something
me.
because
I got the dirty
Lost me
visual
with
when you
fingering.
said finger him.
Yeah, that's. No, Philip,
now
you're
that
absolutely right.
My thing is that now that Colton is gone, you see how Jonas is going to take the reins and Leaf is going to follow him, and they're not going to give two shits about Tarzan anymore because Colton is not there.
But what about the fact that Alicia, just when she teamed up with Colton, she became this big power-hungry bitch, and she's treating Christina like shit, and she's telling her, you know, sleep in the dirt, I'm not moving, you know, fuck you, don't touch me, da-da-da-da-da, and all of this shit. I mean, if you're going to vote somebody out, they're, you know, demoralizing someone, and I've done that to people, I get it, but I mean, making them sleep in the dirt, she really was just treating her like shit, and she would have
she's
never
another
acted like
one-
that had she not been with Colton.
She's
Well,
another one
I don't
that's
know.
not playing to win. She's just
No, I
playing
think that's
for
what she-
third,
yeah.
fourth, fifth. She's not playing to win. She's a dumbass.
Yeah,
And then what
she's.
is the first thing that she says when she comes back from tribal council? She looks at Colton and she says, that was the funniest tribal council I've ever been to in my life. Excuse me? That was
How many have you been to, too?
Yeah.
her.
She's not going to be laughing soon. You'll see.
I want to
Colton
punch
fell
her in the
over people.
face.
Even the people that I hated, that I engineered them being booted off of the show, I didn't go and just like, ha ha, fuck you, you're out of here, you're not on the jury until you can kiss my ass. It's like, this is something
That's just mean.
It is, because their game is over. Their chance at this, their dream, their chance at this money is over. And, it's just like, you just gotta bite your tongue a little
Well,
bit.
and you know
by
what? You
me
need to
saying that, that's saying
remember.
something.
You need to remember that when you're playing a game and everyone can see what you're doing, that if you're engaging in unnecessary cruelty, everyone else can see what you're doing, and those people, some of them are going to end up on the jury. So if you're being unnecessarily cruel to someone that doesn't make the jury, everyone's still taking notes.
Yeah. I know. I mean, her and Colton sitting there literally being, like, mean.
Smug and mean.
It was, and I kept thinking to
two
myself,
high schoolers.
I just kept thinking to myself, I was like,
that.
none of this is necessary in the game of Survivor. None of that talk. Like, I mean, we
That's
we
right,
definitely
that's
plot
right.
against each other. We're very mental, and sometimes people get on our nerves, but you don't outwardly be mean
I
to
never got on
somebody.
anybody's nerves. Let me just clarify that.
I'm sure you didn't, Philip.
But Jerry, the fact that nobody
shit.
spoke out, the fact that
shit.
nobody said, listen, do you guys have to act like that? Does this have to continue way into the night when she
They
didn't even
haven't said
scoot
anything
over?
to Colton from the
Nobody says
beginning, though.
shit.
No,
They're
that's
being
all.
bullies.
Well, not that we've seen, that's the part too that drives me nuts, is that it just feels like there's a lot of missing footage. Like, I don't understand why Tarzan keeps, defending Colton. I kept going, clearly we missed something. And
The oldest person out there, and he feels that he needs Colton and the idol to defend him.
No,
That's what that's all about.
Tarzan turned out
what
to
it
be
is.
gay,
I
and
think
Colton
so.
found out about it, and he threatened to out him.
No.
that's going to happen this
You
season.
want to be a conspiracy theorist here? Yes.
How'd you like the fact about the reward competition saying that kids played in their backyard? Did anybody play this game? I
What game? What the hell is
I
it?
bounced coconuts off of my pitch back into the neighbor's yard. Well, what
After
the fuck is
climbing
that?
3 huge houses.
Now, how funny was it watching Leaf scramble up those boxes? Was it
He
just
was
me?
good.
It was hilarious. I laughed my ass off.
He was really good. He was like a little monkey. Seriously. He crawled on top of those boxes faster than anybody else. I was amazed at his athletic ability. Seriously.
Now, look,
Yeah.
but the people...
Tarzan
After
was struggling, but he was hitting the mark. Huh? He
Tarzan
was
was-
up there, but then he would hit it and boom, he busts one of the holes.
Tarzan is starting to remind me of Dan in Holly season. Right? Did somebody take Tarzan's shoes, his alligator shoes, put sand in them and throw them out in the ocean?
I still, let me explain.
Please do.
Dan was, I should have never done it. I totally let my anger,
Good for you.
just kind of heat me up. But you know what the funny thing is? The more people are meeting Dan, they're telling me that I should have drowned him instead of his shoes.
Dan was horrible on your season. And Tarzan looks like he's limping around. Like, is that some kind of a homemade brace that he has on his right leg?
I don't know. It looked like the sleeve of someone's T-shirt. I was like, oh, he's starting a new trend. It's like, garter belts out of
He could barely
T-shirts.
get up the block. Notice that? He barely
Yeah.
got up the top.
Now, did you notice how, I know Christina and Colton was just like reaming her ass, but she would go and throw her coconut and she'd be like, darn, and she would just stroll back and he's like, run, you bitch!
Yes,
And he's
yes.
freaking
Even if
out
she
on her.
would have ran, he still would have had some
Of
shit
course
to
he
say.
would.
But
she
she
wasn't.
saw how badly he wanted that ice cream, and she was like, "Here it is, right here.
I know. That's what I would have done.
I'm gonna just saunter. I'm gonna miss and fuck you."
Then
And
he
your ice
should've
I would
cream.
have
made
been
it
like,
happen. He
I'm
went up there
lactose
5 times
intolerant.
and didn't do anything anyway, so.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there and say, did Survivor miss a really good opportunity to bring Eric the ice cream scooper back?
It ain't Big Brother, Dick.
They don't host competition.
They don't got pockets so deep that they spend $5,000 to fly somebody back to host one competition.
But it wouldn't have been great. It would have been great. It would have given everybody a good laugh.
I think a cardboard cutout of Eric would have been better, with like Jeff working him like a puppet.
And they already bought his likeness, so it wouldn't have cost him a dime.
Exactly, because they own all of our likenesses in perpetuity in the universe.
Well, we were just talking about that with
In a
Jerry on the slot
microcosm, I
machine.
believe.
Jerry, Rudy, and Richard Hatch on the Survivor slot machine never got
Yeah.
paid a dime.
Nope.
What did you think? What did you think of Kat's remark on her dream?
Oh, hold on. We have this.
She was at
we
the
have
mall.
this clip. We have this clip. Let's play this clip. Cat
That was the
farting
funniest thing
bandit.
she's ever said.
That's
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Oh my God!
That ain't the dream.
You know they would have been farting their brains out after all that ice cream.
Just to get away from the camp, just to break the monotony of every day, getting wood and fire and water and all that crap. It just re-energizes us. So we know what winning
We didn't
feels
see
like
much
and
of them
reward feels like.
yesterday.
We want to keep doing it.
You know they all threw up after that.
Day 15.
Well, they focus on the train wreck
I'll
tribe.
never forget day 15. Ever.
Okay, here we go.
Will never understand what this means.
That is a beautiful beach.
Yeah. Where was that one when we were out there? Jesus.
Bonnie is still undefeated. They mix up the tribes. Did they mix up the tribes because now it's even 6 women to 6 men, and it was much easier for them to do?
Of course. Of course that's why they did it. It's even. It's like starting from scratch. That's what it's like.
Yeah. So
I think that works too.
I have a question. Did anybody notice that Colton's confessional interviews seemed like they were post-game or something? Like he was talking about being sick, but he was like completely well-shaven.
Yeah, I think-
his clothes looked a lot cleaner. He seemed like he was in good spirits.
I think
I thought that was kind of weird.
okay.
I
I
bet
think
that
they
they.
did do that over.
I'm sure that they edited that in after he had his appendix out.
Okay.
That's my
Yeah.
guess.
Well, it
as
turned
well.
out he
And
didn't have
you know how they-
appendicitis. It was a stomach infection. It was a bacterium, so they just drip, antibiotics at full strength, industrial grade, antibiotics for a few days. So he did
How'd
not
you
have his
find that
appendix
out?
That was
He was
it?
in an interview. He was in an interview. And
Rob has a
he talked
podcast
about-
they were talking about it.
Yeah.
How about the fact when the medic came up and she like pushes a little bit right here? Oh no, Jeff! No, I don't want to go.
Because he's the biggest puss.
Let me just say, I love that medic. She was there.
Dr.
in Samoa with
Ramona.
us.
Yeah.
She
Dr.
is my
Ramona.
favorite medic of
She just
all
had a baby.
everyone ever.
Did you have
she's
Dr.
amazing.
She
Cocaine
just
in
had
the
a
first
baby.
season, Jerry? Did you have Dr. Cocaine in the first season?
Dr. Cocaine.
What's his real name?
Adrian.
That,
Adrian Pollard.
Yes, I did. Yeah, we had him. We had him
And
for
did you
Australia
get
and the
touched-
All Stars.
Did you get touched all over inappropriately?
Hell no! You know he was scared of me.
Quit lying, Jerry. He was your buddy.
That's right.
I loved him, but he never touched me inappropriately. I would have kicked him in the balls if he touched me inappropriately.
He
I
was
don't
on
care
our
who you are.
season too.
Now, speaking of cocaine, have we all heard that the Amazing Race producer and assistant OD'd in Africa?
Who?
It was,
Yeah, I did hear about that, yes.
It was a big rumor that they were poisoned, and then it came out that they OD'd on coke. The
Wow.
producer died and is still alive, or what the deal is. But
You don't have any names? You have no names.
Somebody Google it.
Tell
Pat,
the fans they'll do
chime in
it.
and Google it. Yeah, they'll put it up. I'm watching the chat. You guys in the chat can put it up there. So is Colton the biggest douchebag that has ever played Survivor?
Yes.
Oh,
And I
Cochran's really
played,
putting some thought into this.
and I played with some of the worst ever.
I know,
Me too.
Sandra's known them all.
Well, the problem is they showed him such an inordinate amount. I mean, he got so much airtime. It's kind of bizarre that he got so much airtime for being a pre-merge elimination. And now we haven't been that invested in the other characters yet. So it's going to be nice, I think, that he's gone, that we can finally focus on everybody else. That's one of the benefits of having Colton gone. Like, people like Michael. Like, Michael hasn't said anything.
Whoa.
There's the article about the Amazing Race producers who died
That's
in Uganda.
horrible.
Yeah. Got bad cocaine.
Whoa.
You gotta watch it when you in those third world countries.
Who would buy coke in Uganda?
Cochran, which one is Michael? Michael is the tall one.
Seriously.
Buy a cup of sugar for
Dark
them.
hair, he's a banker. He's the guy that stole the axe on the first episode.
Oh, Lex.
Sorry, I'm just calling him as I see him. Who would buy coke in Uganda?
Did you
Yeah,
ever see?
no, I hear you, man.
Did
I
you ever
hear
see
ya.
Lord of War with Nicolas
I
Cage about the gunrunners, where they were snorting Bang Bang, which was cocaine and gunpowder?
Shit.
Yeah, you
I
don't
mean,
even
if
drink
it
the
was-
water in
if
those
it was-
countries, let alone drugs.
If it was like Amazing Race in Colombia, that would be a whole nother deal.
Yeah, that would have been a
Let me
smarter
tell you.
choice.
Anytime I travel abroad, I've never, besides living in Cyprus, I've never done drugs in any other country outside. Well, and smoking dope in Amsterdam, but you know,
Quit while you're ahead, Dick. Just quit.
Going into Egypt, going into the Middle East, there is no way. I saw Midnight Express. There's no way you would even. Why would you even take the chance of getting caught with that thing?
From a cab driver.
You're gonna disappear. They'll never see you again. But one thing I did like about
I want to, now that we've got, since Dick, I want to, fresh blood. I've got a question. Does it seem to everyone that people are quitting and getting medevaced on a wholesale kind of scale nowadays? And if you guys agree that it's happening a lot more now than it used to, why is that?
What do you mean, wholesale?
Like there are
scale?
more there are shitloads of people either quitting or getting medevaced, whereas in the early days of Survivor, it's like you literally had to have, you
had
have
to
to be missing
tough
a limb and have a bone sticking out in order for anyone to even come and see you,
Yeah.
as far as the doctor was concerned. And
No, we did
quitting, well,
talk
you'd rather
about that.
die than quit.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah,
About how
but I mean,
earlier
we've
at
got
the
a
beginning
good
of the
form
game,
here.
you couldn't even get a freaking Band-Aid. Are you kidding me? If you scratched yourself, you were screwed, dude. You take care of it yourself. Nobody's gonna show up with antibiotic cream and freaking gauze. And this time around, if you had a headache or you felt nauseous, there was something for that too. So the fact that they medevaced Colton out is actually saying a lot as far as his physical state. Truly.
I mean,
He was in bad condition. And
Well, it's
Samoa
hard
is
to
an
get
evil
160.
place. Seriously, Samoa has claimed so many people since they started shooting out there because it's a cursed island. I swear.
You made that up, Jerry.
No, it's true. It's true. Even the locals in Samoa won't go in the water. They won't because it is so violent and so unpredictable. And there we are out in the water. And they're like, oh, don't go in this one little area. Don't go in there because you'll just get sucked right out there. The current's so bad. We're just like,
right on.
Not going
But
fishing.
I do agree with people being taken out of the show or quitting. It seems like it's just there's more people doing it than there has been in the season. People walk off the show.
Well, quitting for sure.
We had 2 this season. Colton, the stomach ailment, but you had who the hell was the first one?
Courtney Moon.
With the, she's still going through surgeries on her arm.
Yeah, she broke her arm. I mean, you could see it there. I mean,
that to me was totally legit. I mean, what happens is that it hasn't happened earlier, given some of these challenges. So I have to say, I wouldn't even count her in the group of people that either leave, on their own choice, or people that are getting medevac for kind of who knows what reason. But there seems to be a lot of others that are sort of kind of questionable.
I mean, Russell.
I was shitting my brains out like 36 hours in Africa, and I was dehydrated when I had all those parasites, but there was no doctor of any kind. I mean, I was literally in a challenge, literally shitting my own pants because I had dysentery so bad. But it's like, if you want to stay in the game, just tough it out.
That's what they told us in our...
My feet were as big as basketballs. They don't show that, but my feet got really, really swollen. I was dehydrated. I got some sort of parasite. I don't know what it was, but my feet were really, really big. I could hardly walk on them. And they were asking me, and I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. So,
it's called elephantitis. We got pills for that in Samoa.
Yes, we did.
I know that Todd, when he was in China, he was taking medication for years for having the parasites inside of him after, from drinking the water there. So.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like just a little insight. I actually made friends with one of the guys that's considered like a stuntman over there, and he's one of the people that approves the challenges, saying that they're safe enough for people to play. And I talked to him on the plane when we left Samoa, and he was like, Jerry, I got to tell you honestly, the stuff you guys did in the beginnings, like season 2, season 3, season 4, there's no way they would ever let us do those things again now. He was like, not a chance. Like, they've really actually gotten more strict with what they allow for challenges physically.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, yeah, it's like that one girl, that was a total freak accident. Like,
well,
awesome! That means we won't have to fuck with that net if we ever go back. Right?
I mean, do you
Sandra's already planning to go back.
Every day.
Wait, let me say this real quick. When I saw Reese jumping over on top of those jumping over those things, I was like, Lord, I can't even do that.
You don't need to, Sandra. You'll win another $1 million anyway.
Yeah, but you talked about them not going
Sandra
back
doesn't even know what a challenge is like, because she quit him at the beginning. She's like, I'm never going to win anyway.
Just ship me out again. Just ship me out of this challenge.
Yeah, please ship me out.
But I mean, go back to Africa, to Lexa's season, and they would never do that. They would never do that ever again. You had a bunch of giant tumbleweeds between you and a bunch of lions. I mean, literally.
Yeah, I mean, the only people that were more fucking terrified than we were the crew. And they were all looking at their paychecks going, you ain't paying me nearly enough to be here doing this shit. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they wouldn't do Africa again that way just because they couldn't get a crew to fucking agree to it again, probably.
Well, it's a dangerous place anyway. I heard it's one of the worst, so they would never ever go back over there.
And you died from doing cocaine.
That's Uganda.
There goes the cocaine challenge. Damn.
Well, you know that they found cocaine in Whitney Houston's body, by the way, too. Is anybody surprised?
No, but they also found Xanax, Benadryl, marijuana, alcohol, and some other kind of muscle relaxer. She's
better living through chemistry. Okay, I work for college chemistry here.
Yeah, until you drown in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
They're gonna sell those ashes for like about $10,000 an ounce. Sorry, that is terrible. That is terrible. Sorry.
Lex, that is really bad.
That's awful. That's
I was
but I gotta throw a boo out there just to clarify. I don't have anything to do with that one.
Video mailbag is getting late.
It's not that late. Here. We got there's one more clip I want to play, and then we have the Colton tribute. This has to be the worst plotting and scheming in the history of any of these elimination reality shows. You don't talk about the person when they're standing right behind you. Play the clip.
It happens a lot more often than you'd think.
That's all I want to say as far as things goes and everything. So I'll lose right now. It's either me or her. And that's it. That's the bottom line.
How did you not see that there's a cameraman filming Alicia also? That's just a little bit...
On game over, girl.
Game over.
What a
girl.
bitch. I'm sorry. Alicia is a
You
bitch.
suck at it.
I never did shit like that. No. Never. And you know what? I saw something on the internet where somebody was comparing Alicia to new Jerry villain, and I'm like, fuck you for even putting me in the
No
same
way.
category. I would never be mean to somebody like that. Ever. For the record, I never was either.
Bless Christina's heart. I hope she goes far, and I think she's kind of hot, actually.
Yeah, she's
not exactly
I think
the
she's
brightest
hot.
bulb in the lamp there.
she's not the dullest bulb either. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you start calling yourself a cockroach.
Appendix is.
But Dick, even from the beginning, she's always been on the outs. It's like no matter what she does, this chick just can't make a dent. And maybe
I give her the props for trying to get these guys together with her. She's
And
the
it worked.
first one. She was the first one.
and
I wanna know-
and it's gonna work.
And it was good.
I want to
advice.
know what she did that was so bad that made everyone react that way to her. What did she do? Because that's another piece of footage we never got to see that I think would be fair to see.
Alicia. Alicia didn't like the fact that she was going over there socializing with the men, and then she felt that, that she would have power if she became friends with the men. And Alicia wanted to have that power. That's all that was.
But if you're trying to set up a deal with these two guys, the guys are looking at you. They see her coming up. Why didn't they just go?
They're all a bunch of pussies, I'm telling you.
They're the most frustrating people in the game to me. Jonas seems like a relatively smart guy, but he was the most enamored with Colton and did nothing. And now suddenly he's like, Colton's gone, so I can finally seize power. He could have seized power weeks ago. I mean, he could and not have wasted so much time.
I said, the dullest bulb in the box.
Yeah.
And let's set the whole
There's
cockroach
a
thing to rest,
competition
'cause-
right here.
I mean, Dick, let the record show, if there's any survivor, it would be a cockroach, because it's the last fucking animal standing. After the apocalypse, the only thing that survives is the
nuclear
cockroach.
holocaust. Absolutely.
I want
So true, so true.
So maybe Christina's got something going on. She's smarter than you think.
So, speaking of cockroaches, one of the things Jeff stirs it up when Colton's being about to be wheeled away. Do you still have the idol? What do you want to do with it? And this
Not obvious at all.
wants to take it home as a souvenir. And, fuck everybody else. It's all about Colton.
But why didn't anyone say anything? I would have been like, are you seriously taking that shit home? You know we need it. I thought we were buddies. I thought we were pals. I thought you was looking out for me. And you taking that shit home? Look at it
I'm
and
going to pop
memorize
you up
it.
at the reunion show.
I would have snatched it.
I heard on his interview today that he wanted to give it to Jonas.
To Jay.
To Jay. But he was told that he couldn't do that because Jeff said he could
the
do
other
it.
tribe. Yeah, Jeff said
Has
he can only give
anyone
it his
checked
own tribe.
eBay? Has anyone checked eBay lately? I bet you that thing's on eBay.
No, I bet you Colton sleeps wearing it every night.
That wouldn't surprise me either.
Right along with the little jar with his appendix in it.
Why Jay? Jay and him didn't seem like they were in cahoots. Why Jay?
Because he was cute. He was a model, Sandra.
He said that they were in alliance from the first day. Nobody saw it.
Jay has Leaf's voice. Somehow they got switched. Do you know
He has
this?
Russell's voice. He actually sounds more like Russell.
How about the fact that Jeff, once again, at Tribal Council, throws suspicion on the fact that Colton didn't give it, but makes it seem like they might have, and the other tribe is lying. Do you think they're lying? Does Jeff
I don't know if that's
involved in
inappropriate,
this?
Jeff.
This is another...
I don't think he was trying to manufacture drama there, a little bit too much.
Absolutely.
I think he was inserting himself a little bit too much there. It was
I've been
unnecessary.
every season. I'm like, Jeff meddles too much. He asks
Yeah.
too many questions that are unnecessary, that force people to show their hand or creates doubt or
He's the
whatever.
17th or the 19th player.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's always the other player.
It's bullshit.
Yeah,
you know
but
what?
you know what?
He couldn't hang with us out in the bush. He couldn't handle it.
Nope.
Jerry, but if he was out there calling you out for making a shot and missing, you wouldn't say shit.
Yeah, I did. Bullshit. I said something to him at the end of every game when he was like, oh, looks like Coach and Jerry are getting along as usual. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Jeff? Like, I'm trying to kick a ball across the fucking field. Leave me alone.
Jeff, the game is afoot. The game is afoot.
No, it's not. It hands.
Okay, I'm going to ask my producer, Fetus, to skip the next clip I had and to go directly to the end. And let's take a look at our producer, Pat, put this great Colton clip together. So sit back and enjoy.
Oh, should we get out our lighters?
Colton was medically evacuated from the game yesterday.
I do believe that if there was a karma, Colton got some karma right back at him.
That's right.
Well, look at them and look at us. It's like Greek gods versus peasants.
Oh, excuse me.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
But literally, it's really hard being the leader of a bunch of idiots.
Fetus, we need a laugh track.
I do have like African American people in my life.
Who?
This is where he lost me.
Uncle Ben's, Aunt Jemima.
It's that guy. Leave, man.
That little munchkin who had to get knocked back to Oz. Where is he?
I don't know. I'm kind of more worried about the appendix thing and how do I not get mine hurt.
Definitely not the Bryce bulb.
Whoa.
Hey, very nice job, Pat. Pat did a very nice job on that tribute.
Yay,
to
Pat.
Colton.
Thank you, Pat.
I love
She's
the
a
leaf
couple
as the
of sandwiches
munchkin.
short of a basket.
That was, I think we should post that, just that clip alone up on YouTube for everybody to enjoy. And we got, I wanted to go over.
Holly, when you were talking about her having a dream about the mall, were you talking about because she stole from the mall?
No, she said Alicia killed her in her dream at the mall.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but when she said the mall, I just remembered that she had stole from the store.
What?
What? She had a
Yeah.
arrest record for
She got arrested at the Disney store.
No!
Yes.
Before or after Survivor?
Before.
Before.
I think it was before.
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
before.
Damn.
Now, before we go into video mailbags, we did have, if anybody was here last time, June Song joined us for Richard Hatch's Naked Birthday episode. June was the winner of Big Brother 4. She had a baby yesterday, 6 weeks premature, in Belgium. Both mother and son, Noah, are doing fine. She's stoked, and her husband, Davey, I met them when I went to Paris last summer, or last fall. Congratulations.
Congrats
go out
to
you
them.
guys.
Yeah. Awesome.
And the baby's doing really well. I want to remind everyone that we do an Amazing Race recap on Monday evenings, same time, same place. And before we're about ready to go to video mailbag, that little donation button up on RTV Zone, which maybe that corner over there somewhere. If you could throw us a couple bucks, help us out. This video conferencing does cost money, and so does the bandwidth. So
Holly's the one making a ton of dough.
Wait a minute. Wait, Sandra won $2 million.
$2 million.
Let's do some math, yo.
Yo.
Times are tough. Times are tough.
Tell me about it. Try not having $2 million.
I hear Philip is sponsored by Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah.
Is he?
No.
Are you
No, I wish they make that call.
You know what?
How about we get you a gig with Fredericks of Hollywood there?
Don't bend over if you're doing their campaign.
There he is.
Hey Dick, can we have the new people answer the video mailbag, and we all old fogies here keep quiet? We have Philip and Cochran and Holly answer the mailbags.
Sure. What I wanted to say about the mailbags is, if you're sending in mailbags and I don't get to them, don't be discouraged. Sometimes the audio's off and then we won't use them. Sometimes they run too long. I ask everybody to keep them down to about 30 seconds or so. If they go longer
Not
than
even
that,
30 seconds.
Yeah,
10. Let's do 10 seconds, people.
We won't play them if they're over 30. So, review it before you submit it. Make sure that
Time is
the audio's
money, young
okay
man.
and everything else. So let's go to our first video mailbag, and we welcome back Dino from Arizona.
Oh, there's Dino.
There's
He's lost
Dino.
a lot of weight.
Hey guys, it's Dino from Arizona. Sorry I've been gone so long. I've been coaching high school baseball, and I've actually been trying to get on Survivor with no luck, and I'm pretty fucking bitter about it.
That's fair.
Colton and Alicia. I go by the talk shit, get hit policy in my life, and I feel like I'd definitely be blackening Colton's eyes. Obviously, I couldn't hit Alicia, but the C word would definitely flow from my mouth fluently. My question, what do you think the chances of Colton coming back on another season are? I think it's about 100%, but I'm going to absolutely fucking hate it. What do you think?
98.6.
Holly, what do you think?
I truly believe that we will see Colton again. Looking at reality TV, we all know that Colton is a huge character, and he was hated. So I truly believe that very soon we will see him back.
I believe that too. Johnny Fairplay was tweeting like he's going to be back on Survivor again, but he said, "Thanks a lot, Colton. You just killed an All-Stars too, you son of a bitch, because we know that they're going to have you back." Really,
Dicks by popular demand.
There's the
at
laugh
the
track.
very end of the episode, I said it out loud. I was like, "Oh no, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back." And I really think he will, but only if they can do it next season, because those people will be gone before they've gotten a chance to watch this season, and then he can get away with shit again.
Like
but
Russell.
if they see what he does, there's no way he's gonna last, and that would be boring TV. So why bring him back?
Now,
And even if he were to play again, we got Federal Phil and we got Cochran to take care of him, because they're obviously going to go back too.
Well, both
so.
of these guys are most definitely going to be back. Jeff Probst talks about Philip all the time, bringing it. I mean, he on Twitter says that he's going to bring him back. And
Cochran, is that a suitcase in the back there? Are you already packed? I think I see a suitcase there.
No, is there a suitcase?
It's red. It's right there on the ground. It looks like a suitcase.
That's actually a little coffee table. Maybe you're making fun of my interior decorating, but it's
very retro.
It's up to you guys to make sure that Colton doesn't make it too far.
We're counting on you.
Yeah, please.
Well, I definitely see him coming back. I mean,
he's a big character.
But he's got a
Of
big
course
target
he
on him, so.
It's all
he's going to be a
about
rare pre-merge guy. It's
all
rare to
about
bring back pre-merge.
creating talk about the show. That's all they care about.
They brought back Boston Rob, who was the ultimate pre-merge fucking return.
He made the merge. He didn't make the jury.
In Marquesas? He didn't make the merge in Marquesas.
He made the merge, but not the jury.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
got it. You're right.
Yeah,
But it's still rare. And they brought back Bobby John, who didn't make the merge.
Oh, and they brought him back like big time. He had his own show with his own special
Stephanie.
show in Guatemala, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Stephanie. That's because those guys got wiped out and they ended up hanging on, and everybody was rooting for them, so on and so forth. But Bobby John, I can never remember that fucker's name. I always call him like Billy Joe
He's
Bob
a
or
super
something.
nice guy.
Bobby John is the shit. He is so.
Yeah, Bobby John.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you, Cochran. I'm just saying to everybody, he's off the menu.
Okay, let's get to our next video mailbag.
Hey guys, it's Andrew from Toronto. Do you guys
Speaking of
find
Bobby
it
John.
annoying that Jeff Probst has said multiple times that the reason why there's 18 people now instead of the traditional 16, somebody gets medevac, then the game can continue on as normal and somebody can get voted off? Well, I'm getting pissed off that 2 people now have been medevac And instead, they just go to tribal council, sing Kumbaya, suck each other's dicks, and then nothing happens. Boring! Thanks, guys. See you later. And Spencer, you're hot.
Oh, and Spencer's not even here.
Spencer's not here.
And thank God Todd ain't here either, because he wouldn't like that shit.
Oh, come on. They're in Florida. This guy's in Toronto. Who cares what he jacks off to?
Crickets.
Nothing. I got nothing from anyone. So, was there a question or was it just a
No,
statement?
he just made a comment. He just made a comment.
Okay, so let's keep moving along. I know I got another handful of video mailbags, so.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt from Lexington. Who benefited the most and who benefited the least from the merge last night?
Who benefited?
Good question.
How
about why don't we take Philip? Why don't you take that one? Who benefited the most? Who benefited the least?
I think Alicia benefited the most from it because she was well on her way, to be out of the game, in my opinion. And I think now she gets a chance to go back and regroup with the girls. And
was it? She's on the outs with the girls,
but
too.
because of her, two of the girls because of her, Monica's gone. She was supposed to stick to that female alliance.
Yeah,
and she screwed that up.
I agree, she did. But I also think that she's got a shot of getting back with the girls. Because if I'm the girls, I might say, you know what? I know what she did, but I'm gonna bring her along for a little bit, so I can hold my group together. We'll axe these guys out of here, and then we'll deal with. So I think she benefits from it. Why are you smiling, Sandra?
Who's typing? I hear somebody typing.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like, who the?
And the
I see a lot of.
That's me.
That's just Jerry sexting with Erno.
Sorry.
And the least is Tarzan. He's going to be going home real quick.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting that feeling too.
I thought Christina was one of the ones that benefited from the merge because although she wasn't with the girls, but she's gonna last a little bit longer, and I think she's in there with Leaf and Jonas. I think they really liked her, they appreciated her, and people don't. I mean, yeah, sometimes they stick together like Philip and them. They all stuck together with Boston Rob, but for the most part, that shit don't never pan out.
Well,
I did what I had to do.
I think that some of these girls have a much better shot than some of the guys towards the end. Holly? Who do you think benefited the most, and who benefited the least?
I think Christina benefited the most. I think she's going to get over there, and I think she's going to really talk to all the girls. And because, like Sandra said, because Leaf and Jonas, she told them about Alicia. They're going to trust her for that reason. I think as far as considering who benefited the least, I'm actually going to say I think it's Tarzan. I think he just not get in. Watch the review for next week. It looks like he's starting to get a little irritated, and he just never seemed to know what's going on. You remember that last night when Tarzan?
You're breaking up.
She's can't hear you in and out of there.
He was bending over and he was way down. It was really funny. But I think Tarzan is the one that is going to have some trouble.
I'm ready for him to go anyway. I don't feel like he brings anything to the show anyway, so I'm ready for him to go.
Tarzan or Troyzan?
Tarzan, the old man, that one.
Yeah. The trunk of junk there. What junk in the trunk?
I think that Kim is in a fantastic position. She has the idol now. She's gotten in good with the guys that were on her tribe, and bam, she's back with the girls again. And she's got some. I think that she's
gonna win.
I think that she's in the best position of anyone in this game right now. That's my opinion. You think she's gonna win, Cochran?
I mean, if you look at her edit, I'm just watching her edit. First off, she's obviously in a very good position. She has a Troyzan J alliance. She has the majority female alliance. Her confessionals are insightful, and they really emphasize that she's all about weighing her different options and not closing herself off or being too dogmatically attached to any particular alliance. And she's saying she's having fun doing it, and that it's easy for her so far, but she recognizes it's going to become difficult down the line. She's getting the sort of edit that a winner would get. I don't know what would dethrone her at this point.
If she got voted out.
No. You're so brilliant, Jerry is so brilliant.
I was expecting a little more. I was expecting a little more action from Sabrina at this point. Was I the only one? Especially from her editor at the beginning.
I think Sabrina's not quite done yet. I like similar to Soul in the sense that she's just quiet at this point. They're not showing you a lot of
Who's
her.
Sabrina?
The black school teacher.
The school teacher.
From New York. That loves Sandra, by the way, so Sandra loves Sabrina.
She loves.
But there is a time in these games to play, and there is a time in these games where you do, like, you don't want attention all the time. You want to fly a little bit under the radar. If you can skate for, a week or two, I think so too. So I think that there's going to be a woman win this season. But we're going to have to see. The men are
I hope so, because the men outnumber us.
Look at that face. All right, let's play the next video mailbag.
My kid better bring me that charger. I just text her to bring it over here.
Uh-oh. Something is happening here. I'm getting all problems.
Mom is a bitch! And ding dong, the queen is dead. Now, how will Survivor get going? Hopefully, the strong will survive. And the next one to go is his friend. Saisha? She was pretty shocked when he took that idol. How do you guys feel about that? Thanks.
I think that video mailbag person must you think she was hitting the sauce a little bit?
You took the words out of my mouth.
But we want to thank you for that because it was very entertaining.
This is me speechless. Me.
She called her Saisha. Alicia.
She meant to say Alicia. She meant to say Alicia.
I actually think she was sucking the helium out of that balloon.
This is why we love the video mailbags. All right, let's go to the next one here.
I just want to say, I think Colton's a real jerk for acting the way he did. If that was me and he talked to me that way, I would have punched him. Do you think they put something in his water or his food to make him have that attack? Because he sure the heck didn't seem like he was sick when they had the challenge for the ice cream. Anyways, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, Colton, and thanks, guys.
You know what?
Where's that middle finger? That's a boy with the middle finger. Thank you,
I know.
love.
I was waiting for him to give me the finger.
I'm like, where's the middle finger?
I'm very disappointed.
Maybe Colton is lactose intolerant. Just saying.
I have some ask.
I was thinking that too. I was like, he obviously likes milk, but just not the coconut kind.
I remember Jeff said something about, well, we can rule out constipation. I'm like,
did he say
really? No, he didn't know about that.
I get it now, though. I get it.
Like, I don't remember anybody getting constipated out there.
Well, isn't coconut milk a laxative?
Very much so.
If you drink too much of it, yes.
Yeah, you drink nothing but 2 days of coconut water. Yeah, you have very runny bowels to the point where it's
Thank you.
No, it's true.
And then you get some milk into somebody like me who is slightly lactose intolerant, and you get what is called explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect everybody the same way because I grew up on coconut milk, so.
Well, then that's why you're used to it.
That's why you got $2 million.
It was the tolerance to coconut, you bitch!
No, it was my tolerance to Jerry.
Oh, come on. You love me, Sandra.
I do, really, I do. I have a soft spot for you.
You girls are getting saucy.
I was going to get really dirty for a second, but I'm like, oh, wait, that's Sandra.
Yeah, no.
Virgin ears.
I'll tell my kids to go away.
Oh, go
You
ahead.
let your kids listen to this shit? Are you kidding me?
No. That's why I had to text them to come bring me the stuff.
Oh, he's gone! Yes, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Thank you. Thank you. There is a God. Oh, jeez. Okay, so, guys, in honor of this epic blindside on Colton, I need to ask you, what was your favorite blindside in a previous season, of any of the seasons? Well,
Mine was Matt Elrod.
which were they? He's gone.
I have to say that because that was the fans versus favorites where the girls, he had the immunity and the girls convinced him to give it up. And then they voted him out.
He wants you to name one you're responsible for.
Oh. Rob Mariano.
Oh, I thought you just said, I just said,
Yes. That's why he won that third season, bitch, because I wasn't there.
Fourth season.
We got hot in here for a second.
Let's just make it simple. Your favorite blindside from any season, who do we not? Cochran. Big fan of the show?
Just in terms of facial reactions, I think the Mookie blindside in Yawman season at Fiji, there was just a group of really kind of cocky alpha males, Edgardo, Mookie, and Alex, and when they realized that their plan was going to fall apart, they just cut to their faces. They had these really cocky smiles that just vanished in an instant. And, I like seeing that sort of thing happen.
I took a certain personal joy and relish in shivving Colby on All Stars. That was my favorite. I love taking that guy out.
So did I. Hey Lex, high five on that one.
Evil.
What's yours?
Me? I think for mine, I don't have any of my own, but I think the China season with James with two idols to get voted out.
Yeah, I think that's on one of the top of my list as well.
That's a good one.
Who didn't we get to? Holly.
I agree with man. I was going to say the same one. James.
Have we got to everybody on this question? Did everybody get to answer?
We got to get Philip.
Philip.
Well, I was just saying from my own season because Matt thought it was me that was going home. And, Jeff had asked him, what about Philip? And Matt was saying, well, he's such a hard worker. But, he was in the thinking that it was I that was going home. And I played it to the hilt like I was going home. And, of course, when he finally realizes that it's him, that reaction that he has on his face was priceless.
He was terrible, that guy. He was terrible. Stupid play.
I didn't get to answer, but I have to say JT on JT's villains only because when we merged, he didn't expect to see me there because he wanted me gone because I was such a liar. Mind you, he's never met me. And then even with me saying, hey, you're the one that's going home, he still didn't believe me and he went home.
That's sweet, yeah.
That was a good blindside. He might not appreciate it, but that was a good one.
That one was just great because of the stupid move that came previous his exit, which was him giving Russell an immunity idol.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Before they even met, he just assumed that it was an all-girl thing. That was really awesome, Sandra. I'm glad I was a part of that one too. High five.
I'm over here.
I think we got one more
No, fist bump.
Hey!
Fist bump or pinky swear. All right, last video mailbag, and we're going to call it a show. Oh, it's the cussing kid from the Man Show. We got no volume here, guys.
He was on last week, too. He was on last week.
This is going to be good, too.
I don't want to hear yours. I know for a fact that Johnny Fairplay said Giuseppe, but yeah.
You got to rewind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, rewind and turn the volume up.
It must have been spun gold coming out of that boy.
Okay, here we go.
Who do you think is the worst winner in Survivor history? I personally think that either Bob or Fabio were the worst winners ever, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear yours. I know for a fact that Johnny Fairplay said Giuseppe, but yeah.
His question is the worst winner. And I don't know how he could say Bob. I love Bob, and I thought he was fucking awesome. But he's also saying Fabio, which I could see that.
Well, I agree 100%. That is one smart kid. Rewind that again.
Yes. I think his problem with Bob is a teacher and he's a kid. He probably hates all teachers.
Oh yeah, he's at that age, and you know that voice. it was after a lot of these.
It was in the winery when we met, so we met a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to be there again this year, aren't you, Al?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Cochran, are you going?
I'm not going to do another thing in April because I have finals, unfortunately. I'll be at the event in July in Florida.
Celebration.
Cochran, listen.
I should be there this year.
Don't worry about finals, right? Look at all the people who drop out of Harvard and how many billions they have in the bank. Are you getting a message from there, please? All right.
I don't know. I can't rely on my Survivor notoriety much longer. I have to start really buckling down.
He's very smart kid. Smart.
There you go.
Don't listen to Yao.
Does anybody else want to buck up with their worst winner?
Jenna Marasco.
Yeah.
Ooh. Slam.
I like
Why,
Jenna.
Sandra? Why?
I don't think she's a
Because
great
she
winner.
don't give 2 shits about Sandra, and Sandra don't give 3 shits about her.
It has nothing to do with what kind of winner she is. It has to do with her not liking Sandra, not giving a fuck about it.
It's all personal with Sandra, you guys. Remember that.
I wasn't a big fan of Sophie's last year.
Hey, as a matter of fact, Dick, hold up. Last week I wasn't here and I don't know what was said, but I had some fans come to my Facebook page and say, Sandra, how could Dick talk shit about you when you got his back Thursday after Thursday? What the fuck did you say?
I was not talking shit about you. I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly what it was about. I put a question on my Facebook, and I'm bringing up my Facebook right now. And the question was, who is the most hated Survivor player of all time? Okay, I did not put in these answers. I left it open for anyone to write in whatever they wanted. And
look at you panicking. Dick in red.
I said it. I said this at the time. 90 votes. Fair play. What the hell? Fair play is at 23
votes, and I've said that he voted for himself 20 times.
Russell has 17, and then somebody put in minus Sandra, won twice and didn't deserve either time. You tied with Russell Hans. This has nothing to do with me. I just threw the question out there. Boston Rob got 4, Coach 3, Hatch 3, Susan Hawk 2. Oh, Coach got another 2. Colton grosses me out, but Brian Heidick shot a puppy. 1 person.
All right, so you do have love for me.
I love you, Sandra.
Okay, all right. I love you.
But I read these. I wasn't talking shit about. You know I would talk shit to your face.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, he laughs and giggles in my face.
Be afraid, Dick. Be very afraid.
When I met Sandra, I even said that I talk a lot of shit about you. Hey, I had to because of I'm not a Tebow fan, but it is what it is. And we got the Sanchez Tebow with the Wildcat offense going to be happening in the fall. I can't wait for football, actually. So that was like the big news with the Manning trade, and everybody looks kind of lost here. Manning, Tebow, and
I don't watch sports.
No, I saw the news.
Holly, somebody on Facebook, Ryan Weiss, wanted to say hello to you.
Oh, tell him hi.
All right.
That's Holly, where are you from? Video mailbag?
South Dakota.
Holly, are you from South Dakota?
I'm from South Dakota. I know Mitchell very well.
That's right. That was the backstory I was looking for.
Mitchell's birthday was last week. Happy birthday, Mitchell.
Yay, Mitchell. That's right, Holly. You were the
That was a really loud 2-minute warning that we already had
that was loud.
5 minutes ago. We're going to wrap this up, call it a show. I want to thank everyone, Yao, Holly, the specialist, Colton's appendix, Jerry, and John Cochran. Thank you for RTV Zone Survivor Recap.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody.